The entire cake was sweating. With the 4 tiers like that, we carried the cake and went to the venue. This place was far. I'd not even gotten to the junction of that street when the person called me back and said that the cake had already fallen down. Falling down? How?
We're going up. We're going under. And there's nothing we can do. The final hour before we let it go down. It's such a heartbeat pounding in your chest. This story.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shokwe and I'm your host on this channel. Welcome to another episode of my worst cake experience. And in my first video, I already said I was going to be sharing a lot of my worst cake experiences because especially while I was starting my business, I had faced lots of this kind of experience. So welcome to another episode, and this is episode 2. Today, I'm just going to be addressing this very funny topic, and please, I know it's going to be funny, but just understand that it was a young girl that just started business, and I was not even yet 6 months in the business when this happened. So I was in my final year in school. This was in 2016, and my Instagram page was already running then. Though I didn't have lots of followers, but for some reasons, somebody buzzed me on Instagram and said, he wanted a birthday cake for his dad's, a 70th birthday cake for his dad. And his dad happens to be a pastor in a white garments church. So when he asked, I told, send me a message on WhatsApp. So we got talking from there. After so many back and forth, he just told me he needed a big cake and all of that. So I sent him different samples and he picked this particular 4-tier cake. Now this 4-tier cake was a big cake because 12 inches, 10 inches, 8 inches and 6 inches. Those are the sizes of the cake. And me, then I was so eager to work, do something, do a big cake and all of that. So I took this order, and guess how much this person paid? 40,000 naira. Then this 40k was a lot of money to me, but I just went ahead and took the order because I was in a hurry to do something, do a cake as big as that. So I took this person's order, and he trusted me with the design, funny enough, because he was like, I can do what I sent, but I could also add my own spice to it. So and then if I wanted to, what did they call it? I wanted to experiment, try my skills and all of that. So I just finished my training like about 2 or 3 months before at that time, and my fondant decoration was not yet so solid. The cake was a fondant cake, by the way. So my fondant decoration was not yet solid. So I have this person I usually call to assist me in fondant decoration and all of that. As much as I wanted to experiment and try out my skills, I also had somebody that was going to assist me with the basics, especially because I've never done that kind of cake before. So I just needed to get assistance, and I didn't have anybody working with me as at then. So I called him up, and the cake was meant for the Saturday, and this person placed the order like the weekend before. So I baked the cake on Tuesday, and it was a red velvet and chocolate cake, by the way, for the whole 40th. So the person said he wanted just chocolate and red velvet. So this story is interesting. So I called my assistant, that this person that usually assists me, that should come. So he fixed me up for Thursday, and that week was very busy in school. I had to deal with lectures, projects, and also it was kind of very clumsy. So I just baked the cakes on Tuesday, and I was like, I'll just find a way to decorate the cakes on Thursday and deliver the cake on Saturday. So after baking the cakes on Tuesday, on Thursday I called this person that was supposed to assist me, and he just cancelled on me and said he couldn't make it. And he apologized, but I didn't know where to start from really, because I had not done this kind of decoration before. I just picked up myself on Friday morning and I went to decorate this cake, and this period was raining season. Nobody told me what fondant does during raining season. There are different types of fondant techniques, and whenever it's raining, there's a way you are supposed to mix your fondant in such a way that it won't sweat. I didn't know this, so I decorated the cake with the fondant technique that I knew, and I decorated the cake. It was fine. I even stacked up the entire 4 tiers, and I was so excited with myself that, oh, I've done this, I've achieved. So the next day, I called one of my cousins to assist me to go and deliver the cake. On getting to the house, because I was staying in the hostel, so on getting home to pick up the cake for delivery, I found out that the cake was sweating. The entire cake was sweating, and I didn't know what to do. I was already late for delivery, so I just carried the cake, and it can't be that bad. We'll manage ourselves to the venue, and whatever happens, I will apologize to the my client. So we picked up the cake like that though. We did not scatter it. Maybe we'll go and stack it up at the venue. With the 4 tiers like that, we carried the cake and went to the venue. This place was far. I can't even remember the location, and the road was terribly bad. On getting to the venue, it was a big party, like an outside open outdoor party. There were canopies, and they gave me a plastic table to stack up the cake. This plastic table was not even anywhere close to strong, and the place was kind of clumsy. On normal day, when you're stacking up a cake as tall as that, you're not supposed to stack it up where lots of people are. There should be like a maybe stage or something, or somewhere away from where people are sitting down. So we stacked up they just gave me a table there. Amateur me now, I didn't know what strong table is and what not a strong table is. I shall stacked up the cake on the table like that, and I left the venue. I told the person that I called the person. It was like a nice cake. He didn't even notice the error in the cake. I just left. I was even excited that I didn't even complain and all of that. So I dropped the cake, I and my cousin, and we left the venue. We had not even gotten to the junction of that street when the person called me back and said that the cake had already fallen down. Falling down? How? Because this cake fell down easily because people were already around the place, and also because the cake was already slippery. Remember I said the cake was sweating, so it was already slippery. Any little thing could have shifted the cake. So the cake fell off, and I just told the person that I'll see what I can do. You guys, I ran away because I cannot go back to that kind of place, and I don't know what's going to happen there. So I ran away, and up until today I've not spoken to that client. I feel bad that but then there were mistakes that I made while I was starting my business, and this is one of the things that I dealt with. It was a terrible experience for me because my whole hard work for a whole week just like went away like that. But this is one lesson I learned, and it made me better. Me running away was not because I wanted to make the clients feel bad, but I just had to leave because that was the best decision I could make at that time, because I don't know what would have happened if I went back. The client later sent me a message. I apologized, but it was a bad market for me and my business at the time because the person never came back. But I learned from this. What are the lessons I learned? Not to take up on a job that I won't be able to handle. That's very important, because you can't do something that you're not really good at. I wasn't really good at that kind of decoration at that time, and I shouldn't have taken up on that job, but I took it because I felt I needed to experiment. And also, never use your customer's cake or your client's cake to practice. At least I've tried it a few times, and be sure that you are good at it. 2, fondant decoration. Sometimes the weather, rain also is like a factor for it. So there are different there are about other techniques of ways you could manage your fondants during the rainy season. I didn't know about it at that time, but I know better now. So just in case, that was like my lesson. That was another lesson I learned. Another lesson I learned. So those were the lessons I was able to learn from this. I know better now, basically. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you were able to learn a few things as well. If there's any other topic you'd like me to talk about, please kindly drop it in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed as well, please kindly subscribe. Thank you. Bye. My name is Shokwe and I'm your host on this channel. My name is Shokwe and I'm your host on this channel. Battery died. Welcome back. In Island, and it made me better in other scenarios. I